What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to talk about Sony's E3 press conference for 2015. So Sony comes out the gate swinging. The game Last Guardian, which we last heard of in 2009, has been actually revealed with some gameplay. And I'm going to throw my 2 cents in there. It was very underwhelming. It kind of reminded me of the Eco/Shadow of Colossus type game. And I'm not really into that genre type. If you are, that's kudos for you, but it didn't really impress me. But at least it's a new IP, and I will give you credit for that. It's unexpected. Nobody didn't really expect The Last Guardian. At least I didn't. It showed up, it's there, but I'm not excited for it. Now, next up, Sony comes out with yet another new fresh IP made by Guerrilla Games, the dudes who make Killzone. And they actually showed something all fresh, something new, just out of the gate. And this is probably the biggest reveal, for me at least, that kind of like I give them the most credit for. And it's called Horizon Zero Dawn. And it's pretty interesting. It looks like you're a female protagonist character, and you're out in the wild and you're fighting against robotic dinosaurs. Now, the whole idea of it and the graphics and how the fight scene went down with one of the dinosaurs, it caught my attention. Now, I want to know what the hell's going on. And what's the whole deal behind this robotic world and why there's no humans and what's going on here. But my interest has definitely been caught, and it's something fresh. Completely threw me for a loop. So when this game comes out, or when further information released about it, I think I'm definitely going to be checking that out. Now, this is an excellent start for Sony. So they come out with 2 fresh IPs, gameplay and all. And then next up, they're going to show an announcement trailer for Hitman. Not a fan of that franchise, so could care less, so whatever. They showed Street Fighter V, which, I'm a Street Fighter fan. I was a little bit disappointed with Street Fighter 4, but this Street Fighter V was revealed at this E3, which is fucking disappointing as hell. All they showed was Cammy and Birdie is just going to be in the game. That's it. They didn't, nothing else. That's just boom, like literally in 2 minutes and done. Moved on, so whatever. Oh, and if you I guess pre-order, you can get the beta July 23rd. Anyway, next up, they showed No Man's Sky. I mean, if you're genuinely interested in this game, they showed more details on gameplay. I still don't understand the whole concept of this game. It's just to explore various planets and different universes. It just kind of seems pointless to me, but like I said, that's just my opinion. You may feel otherwise. It's whatever. Maybe if I get it, maybe if I trial it out and see how it is, maybe I'll think differently of it. But something is just, I'm not really interested in that. Now this game right here just had me scratching my head, and I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. It's called Dreams, and it looks like you can take your PlayStation controller and you can sketch and draw clay looking creatures and make a clay world. I don't know, I can't even explain it. When I watched it, it boggled my mind. I mean, it looks something fresh, it looks something new. I'm not entirely sure if it's exclusive. Sony's gonna have to show more on that coming in the future. Now, moving on, they showed another game called Firewatch, and it's gonna debut on the PS4, so I'm guessing that's also not exclusive, judging by the wording. And like I said, it looked like it's like you're surviving out in the wild with some female on a radio that's giving you information and talking to you, communicating back and forth. It is called Firewatch, so I mean, I'm gonna show the gameplay footage here. If you're interested in it, tell me what you think about it. It seems I can't really, it's not exciting from here, but once you play it may be another story. Now moving on, Destiny showed this new DLC, The Taken King. So basically new subclasses, a new raid, new guns, new weapons, the things. And of course, PlayStation gets their exclusive content, with their strike and so forth, so on. So that's pretty much that's Bungie's announcement for E3. Next up, we have an announcement trailer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Definitely not a fan of that franchise, could care less, even if they show gameplay. So that's just being dismissed by me altogether. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, judge this announcement trailer for yourself. There's no gameplay here. World of Final Fantasy. It looks like some complete and utter bullshit that I don't think anybody remotely cares about. So I'm just going to leave that at that. All right, now coming up is probably the biggest announcement that was announced at Sony's E3 conference, and that's Final Fantasy VII Remake. The crowd reaction was crazy. Everybody was excited, and I'm personally excited that it's a remake, not a remaster or a bullshit ass PC port that was announced, I believe, last year. So that's kudos really for Square Enix. Now, I thought this was going to be exclusive, but right at the end of that announcement trailer, it says play first on PlayStation, so that probably edges out exclusivity. I mean, that could change at a later date, but for now, based off the wording, play first on PlayStation 4, it is not exclusive, so it could potentially go to the Xbox One, and most likely probably the PC. Now, this is where Sony goes into its snooze fest mode and showed off a bunch of indie games that, quite frankly, I'm not interested in. Obviously, this is E3, I want to see the new IPs, the AAAs. But right after all this indie display, they showed off Shenmue III. Now this is a big announcement. The crowd reaction was really crazy, and people, fans of the Shenmue series, just went, I guess, bananas. Now I took this as a funny message because, you know, you're on E3, the Super Bowl for video games, so this is where you just show off your best and brightest games. And I kind of took it as you opened your hand and asking for money at E3. Fortunately, it worked. Within 9 hours, they reached a $2 million goal. So I guess that was an excellent technique, but I kind of took it as, you know, you went at E3 begging. Now, for Shenmue, I'm not its biggest fan, but for those who, you know, left the story untold since 2001, that's huge news, and I will definitely give credit where credit is due. It's completely unforeseen, so kudos. And I believe, from what I've heard, this is going to be PC and PS4, so those two platforms you can definitely get Shenmue since the money has been funded for it. So Shenmue fans, get excited. Now they move on to exclusive content. You know, Batman, you're gonna get an exclusive Scarecrow mission. So if you're gonna buy this new Arkham Knight Batman, I guess you want to pick it up for the PS4 to get exclusive missions if you're a huge fan of Batman. So they announced that at E3. They showed off Project Morpheus and talked about it, blah 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 blah. I have that's something you have to experience. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to explain, I guess, a color to a blind person. You're not gonna really understand Project Morpheus until you experience it in your hand. I haven't, so I don't know. What I was hoping to hear was pricing and availability. I didn't hear that, so Project Morpheus, whatever. Then they went off into some TV bullshit, so I'm not really interested in TV, but I will say this. PlayStation View, instead of buying a cable package like you do with cable TV, with PlayStation View, you will be able to purchase individual channels. So if you want to buy HBO and just HBO only, you can do that. So if you're excited for that, okay. But like I said, this is E3. I'm here for the games, not for the television. Now, this is very unfortunate in my opinion. Very unfortunate for Sony, and this is where I gave kudos to the Microsoft conference for. These guys have now partnered up with Activision to present Call of Duty and these DLC maps 1 month earlier. Oh god, I mean, Call of Duty, that's all I gotta say. Despite its sales being still high, it's like a dying franchise. It's kind of slowly bleeding out, and I don't think I wouldn't have picked this up, you know what I mean, like to feature as like, oh, we're getting the maps early, something that Microsoft currently have. I just would have left that alone, and you're gonna have to take a L for this. Well, at least on my scoreboard, you're gonna take an L for this one, Sony. You featured Call of Duty. At least you didn't come out the gate swinging with it. You came out the gate with fresh new IPs, but it's Call of Duty, and that's all I have to say. Now, with that horrible news and that horrible announcement, it gets just a little bit worse. They come out on stage and announce Disney Infinity 3.0 with a bunch of Lego-ish, kitty-ish Star Wars characters. Nobody give a crap. It's just like that with the world of Final Fantasy. Everybody just looking like, hey. And funny enough, the dude who was announcing, he sounded so excited, like this is the greatest thing ever. Like it was just hilarious to me. Had me just dying laughing because nobody honestly gave a crap about Disney Infinity 3.0. So that's that. Then next up, they show the game that I'm highly interested in, Star Wars Battlefront. It looks fucking sick, and that was a co-op campaign that they showed at Sony's E3. Now, I kind of refuse to believe that the game is going to look that fucking great when it comes to the console. I mean, it looks phenomenal. Just I'm impressed with that game, especially when I seen the multiplayer trailer at EA's conference. So, you know, to see that this I guess campaign is going to be co-op, it's kudos. You know, just like the Halo campaign, or just like what most campaigns, you know, even Call of Duty's campaign this year with Black Ops 3 is going to be co-op. But yeah, definitely I'm getting Star Wars Battlefront. It has definitely caught my attention, so that was a pretty good multi-plat to display off. Anyway, on to the final thing that Sony announced at the conference. They showed us some pretty cool footage of Uncharted 4. I was a little bit iffy about Uncharted 4 before, but after seeing this has definitely caught my attention. Just guns blazing, action, destructible environments. Uncharted 4 it's shaping up to be really good, and you've definitely caught my eye with Uncharted 4. So let's just sum up this whole E3 conference for Sony. You have The Last Guardian, fresh new IP, a little bit underwhelming, but you're still gonna score points for me from that. Horizon, which is the best looking game that I've seen there, fresh out the gate, gameplay, interesting concept. So this is the majority of the points that I'm kind of giving them there. You have Final Fantasy VII Remake. announced at their conference, so I'm definitely giving them kudos for that it's announced, and basically based off the crowd reaction, it generated the most hype out of every single announcement at the conference, so I'm giving you that. Shenmue 3, I was debating on that, but I'm gonna give that to you because obviously it's going to be on PC and PS4, so I'll give you that. And basically this fresh, new, and exciting Uncharted gameplay that kind of sold me for a person who's going to try it out, so I'm giving you points off that. Everything else in my book is just thumbs down. Like I just was not impressed with anything else, but just besides those four. I mean, like I said, I'm genuinely interested in Project Morpheus, but until I get my hands on it and hear price and availability, like I mean, there's nothing there to show about that, and this has been mentioned plenty of times before, so there's nothing new here. PlayStation View, like I said, not interested. TV stuff, Call of Duty, you're definitely gonna take a L on that one, Sony. So my overall score I'm giving the PlayStation conference is a 6. I kind of felt that somehow they should have had locked in Final Fantasy VII Remake as a PlayStation 4 exclusive. That would have been huge in their book. And games like No Man's Sky, Dreams, Firewatch, Destiny DLC, Assassin's Creed, Syndicate, Final Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy, Batman, Arkham Knight exclusive content, stuff like that. Just generally, it's not exciting to me. So let me hear what you think in the comment section below. This is Jay Silva from SNN Tech. Tell me if you agree or disagree. I'm pretty sure there's some people who's going to disagree with that score, but let me know in that comment section below. This is Jay Silva, and I'm out, y'all. Later.